channel. If you're a fan of horror stories, you've come to the right place. On this channel, you'll find stories that are true, some are fictional, but as long as they send a chill down your spine and make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, if you like that sort of thing. A fair warning though, some stories contain graphic, violent or sexual content, so viewer discretion is advised. So without any further ado, let's get into it. My school just went on lockdown. The school shooter sure as hell isn't human. Written by Redditor, Deadball4572. Part 5. I picked up my shotgun and began to run towards the warrior drone when one of the most fucking unbelievable things in my life happened. The warrior drone started making choking noises, then started convulsing, screeching and heaving, and I spotted a shiny silver blade protrude out of the creature's stomach. The switchblade sticking out of the monster cut right across the whole underside, and the enormous wound on the creature opened up, and guts, black blood, and a very pale blame spilled out onto the cafeteria floor. He was covered from head to toe in saliva, slime, and guts, but other than that, and a few scratch marks on his exposed skin, he seemed fine. "Holy fuck," I said, running toward Blame and giving him a hug, ignoring the slime and guts. "How did you fucking escape?" "Dog, it was fucking hard. Smelled like horseshit in there." "What the fuck? What the fucking fuck? How are you even alive?" Armin asked incredulously. Blame just shrugged. "You want to keep going or head back? I mean, you just got eaten alive by a fucking cave monster," I said. "Nah, dog," Blame said. "I can keep going." "Fuck, I think some of the guts got in my mouth." "Fuck me right in the ass, it tastes sweet." I nervously laughed, and the four of us kept going. Before we left, Blame kicked the dead monster and said one last "fuck you bitch" to it. We went through the cafeteria and finally found the electrical room. I went inside, found the breakers and said, "Let there be light," before flipping the breakers. The lights in the school lit up one by one, and the whole place was flooded with the familiar light we had gotten used to in our years attending the school. I grinned. "We fucking did it!" We all congratulated each other and had a short celebration, firing off a few bullets, and we went back through the cafeteria, out of the hallway we had come in from. That's when we heard screaming coming from the classroom full of survivors we had just seen. We hauled ass to the class and found a disturbing scene. There were two anglers, both of them regular drones, cornering the class. There was a dead drone lying on the floor, which that sketchy kid had probably killed, but had run out of ammo. One of the monsters grabbed a kid and began to drag him out of the classroom. "Hold your fire," I yelled. "You might shoot the fucking class." We lowered our weapons and pulled out our knives and spears. Armin and I snuck up on one of the drones, and I stabbed its throat multiple times, and Armin finished it off and kicked it away. The other drone snapped its head at us and screeched. Armin slashed at the monster, but it hit him with its tail, and Armin crashed into a cluster of desks. Then, the monster started to circle me in the classroom. "Fuck me, that motherfucker is right on you now, dog," Blame yelled. "I can see that," I said as the monster circled me. "Pass me your knife." Blame threw his knife and I caught it. I caught it by the fucking blade and my hand got cut badly. I repositioned the knife in my hand and I threw it at the drone's head. The handle of the knife harmlessly hit the drone and fell down. "What the fuck was that?" Blame yelled. "A fucking distraction," I said, as I quickly sidestepped the distracted drone and stabbed it right in the neck with my other knife. This one didn't go down as easily as I hoped, and in a flash I was knocked right off the drone, still holding my knife. The drone leaped at me and pinned me down before I could kick it off. and I was instantly crushed to the ground under the immense weight. It opened its mouth and kept biting at me as I kept rolling over to dodge it. The drone bit at me. I got hold of its long forked tongue and I cut it off. I drew the blade back and stabbed it clean through the roof of its mouth just as RJ came in and started viciously stabbing the monster in the side. I sighed and kicked the dead monster off me. "Guess I'll add that to the kill count," I said. I remembered what Charlie had said about there being a certain limit to members of a colony in a certain area. I wondered how much of the drone population we had killed off. We led the class back down the hall and to the office, and that's when I remembered about the unconscious kid we had left in the locked classroom. "Oh, fuck!" I exclaimed, remembering. "What is it, dog?" Blame asked. "We left the unconscious kid in the classroom and forgot to take him with us." We left Armin and RJ to protect the 9th grade class, while Blame and I went back down the hallway to retrieve the unconscious kid we had forgotten about. I pushed the key in and turned the lock. I opened the door. Inside, the kid was still lying on the ground, unconscious. "Oh, fuck me. Is he still unconscious?" I groaned. "Yeah, dog. Are you sure that he isn't dead?" I walked up to the teen and knelt down, checking his pulse. "Fuck yeah, he's still alive. He might be concussed or some shit." Blame and I grabbed one leg each and began to drag the knocked out kid down the hallway. For only being 15 years old, give or take, he sure was a fat ass. I swear he must have weighed over 150 pounds. The kid's eyes suddenly shot open as he regained consciousness and he jumped up. "What's happening?" he screamed. Then he saw the 2 teenagers holding guns dragging him down the school hallway. "What the fuck?" Before he could finish, Blame threw a wild haymaker at the kid, knocking him out and sending him crashing to the floor. Blame chuckled softly and made some kind of epic gang sign with his hands. I liked him better when he was unconscious, dog. We grabbed his legs again and finished the walk to the office. Back there we were greeted by our class, Army Vet Principal Marlowe, Armin, RJ and the other class we just saved. "Yo dog, who the fuck?" RJ stopped once he remembered the unconscious kid we had left in the classroom. Marlowe walked out of the office holding a rifle and looked at the unconscious kid we were dragging down the now lit hallway. Marlowe smiled. "Well done. You can keep the guns. You've earned them." I dragged the unconscious fat ass into the office and dropped him there. "Here, I don't know what to do with him. You're the principal, I guess." "Blame, why are you covered in guts and slime? Come into my office and tell me everything that happened." Blame and I walked into the principal's office and sat down in the 2 chairs we had sat down in so many times before, in trouble for doing all kinds of shit. "So, what the ever-loving hell happened out there?" I grinned and took a deep breath. "While we were going down the hallway, we found a drone dragging an unconscious fat ass out of the classroom. We easily killed it and locked the door and left to get him later. We also found a whole class full of survivors, and I got in a fight when one of those assholes tried stealing my pet shotgun. I ended up giving some really sketchy kid a pistol and leaving. When we got to the cafeteria, one of these things called warrior drones, which are like regular drones on steroids and weed, attacked us. It ended up eating Blame and..." Marlowe laughed. "Wait, if one of these things ate Brian, how the hell is he..." "I'll get to that part. So, Blame got eaten by one of the monsters, and he ended up escaping and killing it by cutting open the stomach on the inside and crawling out like a fucking hard ass." "I sure fucking did, dog," Blame said, pointing to his gangster hoodie covered in black guts and slime. Marlowe laughed again, but he couldn't really doubt it because Blame was covered in guts and black slime. I continued. "So we went to the breakers and turned the lights on, as you can see, and left the cafeteria. We showed up in the nick of time just as the class of survivors was being attacked by one of those fucking monsters, and we managed to kill all of them with just our knives. We took them back here, forgot about the unconscious fat ass, grabbed him, and we took him back here. We killed 4 of those things in total. So can we keep the guns? Sure, I have like 20 more guns, Marlowe replied. He checked his watch, which surprisingly still worked. Shit, it's almost nighttime. Does that change anything? I asked. I mean, the lights are going to be on as long as the electricity is on, and there's virtually no light coming in from the outside. Well, we'll still have to sleep. In this medium-sized office? Yeah, we can make this work. A few hours later, at 9 o'clock, our class and the other class were sitting around the office, trying to sleep. Blame, Armin and I were trying to though. We were keeping watch right outside the office, our guns at our laps. Do you think the whole town is like this? Armin asked at last. Our urban town was medium-sized, yet in an isolated area in the Pacific Northwest. There were lots of gangs and hoods in our area, and Blame and RJ belonged to a particular gang called the Scooters, whatever that was. Maybe, I said, but everyone here is armed as fuck. So the drones probably don't stand a chance outside this fucking high school filled with a bunch of kids with guns. Armin chuckled in response. Blame asked, Y'all, the fuck do you think these big monster motherfuckers are? I answered, Charlie and the principal said that the drones are some kind of colony species that come from an enormous underground lake deep below the school in an underground cave system. But fuck me, I ain't never seen anything like these things. Just then, I heard something fall over and crash in one of the further hallways. We all shut up. Yo dog, the fuck was that? Blame shut up. Fuck if I know, I replied. Let's go investigate. Bring your guns. All of us armed, the 3 of us walked a little further down the hallway into a classroom on the left. It came from in there, I whispered. Armin said, let's go inside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Armin kicked open the door, and as soon as he went inside, his pistol was pulled from his grip, and someone put him in a headlock and pressed an old kitchen knife against his throat. Well, what do we have here? Ryan asked. Don't fucking move. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, let me know and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring my bell so that you don't miss out on future videos and awesome spine-tingling, goosebump-giving stories. If you don't do these things, the like button will haunt your dreams and stalk your days forever.